Um, so that's kind of what I was thinking to go ahead and do. And I was
Mhm.
like, I already had the Zoom account and everything. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just use it still. So
Yeah. So when you're using Deal Machine, are you using Deal Machine to also hold like a skip trace?
yeah, yeah.
And it gives you accurate data?
Oh, dude, yeah, it's actually really freaking good.
So
Um,
I pay for PropStream for me and my team, and I try to get them to find me deals basically. And I've been looking into Deal Machine. Deal Machine seems like it works a little bit better
I
as
think
far
I
as
think
skip
it's better.
tracing.
See, I have both, and I think it's definitely better than PropStream, dude. And the thing
But you
is,
keep both, you know?
yeah, yeah. And the thing is, though, is that there's so many other aspects to Deal Machine. Like, I love the driving for dollars on Deal Machine
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I almost got a deal from it because I drove by a property and you know how you can click start mail? Like, do you have the Deal
Hmm.
Machine?
I
Um,
don't use a Deal Machine. No, I use PropStream's
okay.
go and
So
drive everywhere.
there's a thing on there where you drive by the properties and it'll show you like on your phone, like you can do driving for dollars, and you
Uh-huh.
click on it, and then you can click start mail, and it'll literally start sending mail to them. You don't have to do
Hmm.
anything else. You add lead, send mail, and this person called me back. They had 5 properties in Fort Wayne that they wanted to sell.
No
Um,
shit.
from that, dude, it's absolutely amazing. They've got a dialer on there too. The
I
dialer's
saw that.
not that good. I haven't really tried to like optimize it. Um, but I've tried it before. And dude, I use it for all of my data. I absolutely love Deal Machine.
What up, Junior?
How you doing, Dylan?
Good, good. Nice to meet you. I know Nick
Good.
knows you.
Oh,
Uh,
for sure. One second, I'm trying to pop into the camera real quick. One moment here.
all good, all good.
Junior's always got the fish tank on the background, buddy.
Yo, matter of fact, I need to upgrade the photo. It's a whole different take now. Looks
Really?
different. Yeah.
Dude, are you close to 10K a month yet?
What? Bro, this month it's happening, and I can't wait till everything closes to see exactly how much I'm gonna net.
Is it
But
really?
it's
Damn,
happening.
bro.
Bro, is it really?
It's happening this month. I told you I was gonna put in work until it happens. It happens. It's
Let's
10K a
happening.
go,
month, bro.
dude.
That's serious coin, is what I like to say.
Serious coin, bro. That's massive, dog. I'm so excited for you, bro. Have you been using the spreadsheet like I've got there for you?
Yeah, I've got all my things logged up in there. Actually, every time one closes, I just go and update it. It makes things so much easier, and I'm
Good.
learning to use it too as we go. So now I'm gonna make one to track my monthly expenses and stuff, make sure I'm budgeting correctly. I appreciate it actually. It's been really helpful since I got it.
Yeah, I love it, dude. Yeah, using Excel and like tracking all that stuff is crucial. It keeps you on top of it and keeps it top of mind. So, yeah, bro. I'm I'm excited. Let's see if we can get anybody else in here. So I've got Con and Jameson in this as well. Um,
Okay.
not anybody else as of yet, but if they don't come in, I mean, it can just be us and we can go through some things and like talk about stuff. I know that, Dylan, you had questions about Deal Machine and all that.
Yeah, no, I guess the biggest thing for me, so once you start, so my real estate business is kind of how I make most of my money. So Nick's kind of the reason I like hearing your perspective, Nick, is because you don't have the same kind of business as I do, let's say. Um, and you have to search and search, whereas people reach out to me at this point, and it's a little I don't have to go looking for deals now. I do look for wholesale deals. Like that's what I'm trying to add to my business.
Yep.
Because if I can add that to my business, I can add a little bit of extra income on top of what I'm making. So average millionaire has like 7 streams of income. You need as many as you can.
Right.
So I mean, if I can make another one, I'll make another one and see if, I'll do as best as I can. So wholesaling deals, I've done three. I have a fourth one I'm about to lock up. It's not something I'm dedicating most of my time to. It's something I'm dedicating a very minimalistic amount of time to, probably like 5 hours a week, I'd say, give or take. I mean, it's like an hour a day, I'd say I have time to prospect.
Right.
And I mean, I'm still finding deals. Now, I'm not, doing any mail yet. I'm not doing anything but driving around and looking for the vacant slips in the mailboxes.
Mhm.
I'm looking for fire damaged houses with no signs in the yard. I'm looking for anything I can get my hands on, basically, for sale by owners, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, and that has been pretty effective with getting me pinpointed direct leads. A lot of people like to look online, but I mean, if you're the first person to go, prop stream, deal machine, whatever it is, doesn't update right away. If they just put that vacant slip in the door that day and you catch it, that's your deal. Like no one else is going to know that if they're just pulling the data. They're not driving around looking for it. That's how I look at things. Now, I don't use a number or anything. I just directly reach out to the person. I have an app as a realtor. I get this app and it basically lets me look up anybody's name and info and I get their, number. That's kind of how you verify if it's the right number or not, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little different. You do things a little different because you have to have more ways of reaching people. So mail makes sense for you.
Yep.
Calling, cold texting. I don't know if you have VAs doing any kind of work, but I mean, that's the kind of stuff that when you get into wholesaling, that's the kind of stuff you need.
Yeah, no, I love what you're doing. I guess let me ask you then, Dylan, because I know that you've
Yeah.
got your listing business and that's doing well for you. Like, what is your goal with like wholesaling?
So me and wholesaling,
Mhm.
I strictly want to do it to add income and opportunity into my basically year. So I feel like in the past, so I've been doing real estate almost, this is my fourth full year doing it. So I'm going on my fifth year.
Yep.
And I probably missed the first, like, this is like the past year I've been open to wholesaling. The past few years before that, I was completely like in the headspace of it's a bad business. I used to think no one wanted to wholesale, no one wanted this to happen. Like, but then I did a few deals and no one was upset. Everyone was pretty happy because they just wanted out of the house. And it was a quick, easy way to get out. They didn't want people coming in. And they know they're going to get less. Like people know that. Like they're not expecting you to give them the full dollar for it. I mean, it's in damaged condition. It looks like this, they had a tenant in it. If they bought it 15 years ago for 30 grand and they you buy it for let's say 80, that's still a better return. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For
Right.
them. I mean, they
Right. And
make
so
not
you
only
just
the
like you just like got
Mhm.
into the aspect of like these wholesale deals just started coming up for you.
They just started popping up for me, to be honest with you. And it's like I saw the opportunity rather than list something for like 50 grand, 60, 70, 80, whatever it is. I'm like, I'd rather just buy it, and give it to somebody as a deal because if that's the easiest way to get it done,
So
you know?
I want to show you this. This is something that I learned from Brent Daniels and I got on his podcast recently.
So yeah,
And I think it may help you a little bit when it comes to like the
yeah.
steps that you want to take for wholesaling. So this like blueprint here, it talks about like, so on the left there, it's like part-time, no money, new, the experience on there too. And then there's full-time with no money and money. So we'll look at the bottom four, which is your full-time real estate, you're an agent, you're in real estate full-time. So then these are the lead generation blueprints that it has. And ultimately, like if you want to do more wholesale deals, and you obviously like you have money to spend, correct? On
Oh, I
marketing.
mean, yeah. I have marketing expense, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you're like literally here at the bottom too. Where and this is just like this is something to just like, look at and help. But you've got the lead generation tactics right here. So there's like direct mail referrals, talk to people, SMS, talk to people is like cold calling, getting a VA, doing PPC and pay per lead. So what you could do is like this is just essentially saying like what lead generation if you're like you're full time, you have money and you've got experience, like you could literally choose any of these, lead generations if you want. Because it's like I think one of the main things that I realized in this real estate game and especially like off market deals is it's marketing and sales, right? So either, you have to market more to get more people coming to you and talking to them, or you have to sell better, right? And in most cases, it's both. And I know you can sell really well. I mean, you're a rock star agent. So it might possibly be then, starting some marketing to off market, invest like off market deals. So let me
Right.
show you then too, how exactly like what I'm doing for marketing right now. Like I'll
Yeah,
just
let's
show
see
you.
it.
So what I do is, let me pull this up. So I've got Deal Machine here, right? I just
Yep.
pulled 20,000 leads, and this was on October 1st because it renews every month. And so I had these, let me see. So you can have these lists, and I filtered all of them using, this Deal Machine. I can go all the way in depth on like how I filtered these, but let me show you my saved search and what these people were. So these are the filters that I have. It's vacant home, single family, up to 400K, 2 beds, 0+ bath, and then I've got 2 more in here, which is corporate owned and known. Last sale date is more than 3 years ago. And then I go and put the counties in. So I put a ton of Indiana counties and I put some Ohio counties. And then what I went ahead and did as well, this is the greatest texting service I've ever used. And it's really cheap too. So then once I get these leads, I've pulled all of these, and it's skip traced. It's got all of the owner info. I go through the Excel spreadsheet and I filter it to just the numbers and just the homeowners. And then I go to Lead Mining Pros here. This guy's name's Nicholas Nick, and he does the marketing for you. So you can go on here and like he's got VAs and stuff, and he'll send you the leads. Like he sent me, I think it was 18 texting leads, and I started the campaign on Tuesday, and I've got 18 leads so far, and it's normally like 30 to 40 leads of text leads to get a deal. So then I went all the way down here to this. This is just managed SMS messaging. So I do the 10,000 text conversations. I just dropped 2,300 on Monday to get 20,000 text messages sent. And I order that. I send all of the data to him, and then he texts all the people and then sends them to me when they're interested. That's the marketing that I do right now. And I'll show you too, like I've even got it filtered here for my text leads and my email. Like this is what it looks like. Now this is if you have money. So then he sends me all these people, like once they're interested, their text conversation. And I get all of these leads coming in to me. Okay. Now I'm going to be able to do more because I'm doing more closings, but that's what I'm doing for marketing, is the texting. And then I also go ahead and I use Enzo Dialer, which is my dialer. And that's what I do for me to cold call people. So those are the two like main marketing methods that I'm using right now. And I really want to implement direct mail here soon, but I'm going to stick to texting and cold calling for the moment, is what I'm going to, keep. So like this is my dialer that I use right now, and I've got all these lists in here as well. Like these are the 3 active lists that I use right now when I'm cold calling. So it's got vacants, master list, and then vacant absentee pool. So yeah, I know that's a lot there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of systems. I don't use as many
Yeah.
myself. I like I said, I keep it very simple for myself, and it's worked. Now, it's all depending on how you run your business. Like I said, my full-time income isn't coming from this yet, so that's
Right.
why I haven't, invested in the systems yet, but I'm trying to build it up. And that's good insight right there. I like hearing about how you do it. Because this is your full-time gig. If you don't find a deal, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like that's a big thing. So
Yeah.
Junior, tell me a little bit about your experience and how long you've been in the business.
Well, I've been doing this for a couple years now, actually. When was this? Last year, 2023, I started working with Middle America Homes. Me and Nick. Well, Nick has been working there way before me, but that's where I met Nick, actually. And I
You
had
still work,
the
you still work with the Middle America, right? You still work
yeah,
with Seth? Yeah.
yeah. I'm the acquisitions guy there, and
Nice.
I basically I had the numbers game. Really, what I was missing was the sales, and that's where Nick came in. He helped me a lot with that, taught me all about sales, closings, and everything like that. And then Nick branched off here. When was this? Like 3 months ago. Started off his own thing, and so I just stayed there, and I've been with them ever since. And slowly the income has been climbing, thankfully. And now, I mean, what we do is our lead source is texting. I mean, sometimes using Deal Machine, we'll send out mailers, but it's texting and cold calling, right? We've got our team from the Philippines. They're out there getting leads, as in they're vetting them, making sure that they're qualified. Um, and once they pass them off to me, they give interest in selling, and have some motive there. I give them a call. And other than that, honestly, we're just cold calling too. Like we're not cold. I'm talking about like warm.
They're
cold.
vetted, they get to you, and then you're giving them a call, and then you basically push them through that process and getting them closed.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Close them. Basically, we'll
Nice.
talk for as long as we need to until we close that
Okay.
person. That's typically how it goes. So right now we've got a pretty simple system. We're texting people, and then we just give them calls, give them calls, give them calls. Our system here, we've got a system called Follow Up Boss. That's who we use to track everything. That's literally our CRM. It has a lot of people in it, so if we do have a problem when it comes to leads, I just go in there and start dialing, and eventually
Yeah.
it still will come up. Right, that's because that system, it's been there for a long time, and it's been so many leads that's been in there so far. But other than that, we keep it pretty simple: texting and cold calling, and that, man, that's the bread and butter for everybody.
Oh yeah.
For everybody, as long as you're smart with the texting, because I know a lot of people, well, a lot of companies, they try to block out certain words, certain stuff like that. So you do have to get creative, but it's cheaper to do than everything else, and you can do it so many times per day that eventually it's gonna bring you something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
that's what we do right now. I'm in acquisitions. Eventually, right, I'll say within the next 12 to 14 months, I love to start off my own thing too,
Of course.
grow myself also. But for right now, I'm just gonna continue using the system that I have to bring in as much money as possible into my life, and use that money to start off my own thing in the next 12 to 14 months.
I would say making sure it's a calculated jump is very important. A lot of people take jumps before they're, ready. So it's very important to calculate that. As far as oh, I'm sorry, I'm echoing. I can hear myself. I know we're good.
There
As
you
far
go.
as far as your daily routine, how does that look when you wake up, when you go to work, things like that? Like, what does it look like for you?
Man,
I'm
it's
just curious
crazy.
from your guys' perspective how that looks, and from both of you, I guess.
I usually start calling around 10:30, and I
Okay.
don't stop. I take a break around 12 until about 1, and then I start again until around 8 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, I just start going crazy.
Junior's a
I
dog. Man. Junior's a
Yeah.
dog. He's one of the people that like he reminds me of myself when I first started. It's like he's has a kickboxing background of like, just continuing to like those athletes, like no matter what, I'm gonna get what I want. And like, dude, his persistence is one of the most impressive things that I've seen out of anybody in my entire life. Just like he just keeps fucking going.
Seems like he's consistent then too. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Won't
Yeah,
I
stop until
appreciate it.
he succeeds. That's a good trait to have, my friend.
it is. I'm really excited, man, for you to hit 10K. And also, what CRM do you use, Dylan?
I don't use a CRM, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
I use, like I said, I do everything based on, so PropStream's kind of my CRM. PropStream has a CRM kind of built into it in my eyes. I use the folders, I save properties depending on what they are. I use my whiteboard and I use Google Sheets. That's how I keep track of everything. I'm very meticulous. I don't need all the BS in my opinion.
Dude, that's
Like,
Wow.
crazy. That's
yeah, dude,
so impressive. That's
I
so
run
impressive.
everything's like the way I want it to be, and it's perfect. If I write everything down, I keep a notebook, I keep my whiteboards stacked with all my business. My thing's blurred right now. Let me show you.
Dude,
Let's
that
see.
is fucking
My
awesome.
whole whiteboard back there, that's my whole business. Like that, all the people you see over
Wow.
here, I'm working with. All of this over
That's
here
fucking
are
awesome.
prospects. I have my pendings over. You can't really see it too well, but yeah, there you go. That's how
Dude,
I
that
keep everything, or I keep it up there. And then I have my Google Sheets.
That's amazing, dude. That just is a testament to the fact of like, bro, you really don't need these systems. If
But
you're just
here's
good at what you do, you like fucking make
right. But a
bank.
lot of my business, like I said, my business looks completely different to you guys. Like I'm only giving this an hour a day at most.
Yeah.
Like that's why I want to hear your guys' perspectives. Like I was able to do a few deals where one I double closed and the other two wholesales, which I had to get contracts for, figure everything out. And it was new to me. I didn't know what I was doing. I've done over 100 real estate transactions easily, but it's not the same.
Listen,
It's a little it's different. So this business is literally everything that comes from around me. People I know, people I keep in contact with, people I have relationships with. Like this is where all of that business is coming from. So like I said, this whole thing is like my whole entire business. And then now I'm trying to add like this is it, and then I'm trying to add something here, trying to add something here that feeds everything together. So it's a way for me. Wholesaling is a way for me. Like I have it written up here. On quarter 2, I made an extra 13,500 from wholesale. Like
fuck
that's
yeah.
how I keep track per quarter where my money's coming from.
Yeah.
And I also have a bookkeeper, I have a CPA, I have other people that manage all that other stuff. So my main focus is just bringing in the money. That's my focus. So like I said, the wholesaling prospecting, I can up it 100%. That's what I need to do. I just like hearing from your guys' perspective, which mail seems to help, but it also seems like cold calling and texting is the way to go. And texting, I've had the most luck. Cold calling, not as much. People get a little more upset with me, I've noticed, when I call
Yeah.
them. Texting's a little softer, and I'm not using a dialer. I pull in my opinion, quality leads where if I'm driving around and I see their vacant slips and I find out they're, a single independent owner. So, I use PropStream. I don't use anything else but PropStream. I skip trace through PropStream. If I find their number, I text them using my personal number. That way they see a friendly zip code. They see it's either an
Yep.
iMessage. Most people
That's
have
you.
iPhones. They see it's an iPhone. And I'm not, texting anybody. I'm not doing mass texts. I'm texting individually people saying, hey, I own property near you, and I do. I own property all over, Fort Wayne. Right downtown, I have, 2 houses, and then I own some out here. So it's like I can just text them, hey, I own some not far from you. Do you want to sell it to me? I'm not a big company. I'm not anything. I'm a local guy. And then I meet them, and then they're like, all right, this guy's clean. This guy's not pulling any bullshit. And then we move forward. So I'm in the opportunity where I can double close them. I don't always have to wholesale them. So right now I'm at an opportunity where I'm probably gonna end up wholesaling it. I have a house that's like she wants 120. It's probably worth 160 in the current condition. So it's like, I'm probably gonna give her, 120, trying to sign it for 125, something like that. Just make a quick buck rather than me put all the money into it and take the risk of it maybe selling at 160. Maybe someone comes in and they want, because I'm a realtor, I can put it on the market. I don't have to, do everything off market. So similar to like how the junior Seth was doing novation deals. I mean, those are, there's so many different ways to make money
Right.
doing this. And, I think the more, like I said, the reason I'm looking into more of this wholesaling stuff, it's more opportunity for me. It's opportunity. I want to open more doors for myself. And I hope that's what everybody wants to do. Junior, you seem like a smart guy. I don't know you too well, but you seem like a smart guy. You seem hungry enough, and you're working with Seth. I like Seth. You've worked with Nick. Nick's a hungry fella. I mean, you gotta be around people that are hungry too. Nick, I dig the suits, my man. I mean, well dressed. You do your best. You feel better. I went to a private school, so I know how that feels. I kind of gave up the tie a while ago, though. I only wear those on formal events. I wore it all throughout high school, but
Yeah.
it goes to show you. I mean, the people you're around. Like I just got done working out this morning, and then I'm gonna get to work. You're getting to work after this meeting. I mean, just being around collective individuals like this is gonna help you just in general bring yourself up. So, Junior, making your first $10,000 a month. I remember what that felt like. And it was literally like I thought I was rich. Like I thought I
Millionaire. You're like,
made,
holy
yeah,
shit.
I was literally like, this is real. Like you can make money doing this. Like I told everybody, like everyone's wrong is basically what I was thinking.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, man, once you hit that ceiling, it's just gonna keep going. Like you're gonna hit 10, you're gonna be like, well, fuck, this feels good. But there's someone making 20, like Nick's making 20, and then there's Seth making 40, and then there's always gonna be a bigger fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For
So
sure.
You know, when you hit that level, it's fucking great. But then stay hungry and keep moving up. Like make sure you're pushing that bar, man. And it
That's your
seems like
baseline
you're
now. It's the
that's what I'm
baseline.
saying. Yeah, like that's your baseline now. I remember a point where I was only making like 2,500 bucks a month. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like it was tough. You know, I remember that day. I remember how it felt. I remember there was a month, my like third month in the business. I didn't sell a house until like my third month in. I quit. I had two jobs, quit both my jobs. And that third month I was down to like my last 2 grand and I needed like I think it was like 1,300 at the time to like survive. Like that was my bare minimum. So I knew I only had like a month or two left and I was like, fuck, dude, I gotta get a job. And then I was like, no, like I can't. I've gone 3 months and then I ended up selling my first house, like my fourth month in, third or fourth. And then I haven't had a month where I haven't sold a house. Like it's been continuous. Like the more like you set your standard, like the higher, better. I mean, that's really all it is. So Nick, you talk about Wes Watson. I mean, that dude's fucking waking up in Miami driving a Brabus fucking G-Wagon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane.
That's his
Like
standard.
that's what I'm saying. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to get to a point to where your standard looks different. Like for me, I'm 25. My standard looks a little different than most of the other people my age. Some people are making, still living at their parents, still working, with their parent, whatever it is. And there's no judgment to them. It's just that my bar is higher. I don't have as much time in my head. I'm 25, dude. I'm a quarter of a century done, and you only get like three if you're really lucky. So it's like one of my three's gone and I'll never get it. And I spent like half of it learning how to do half the shit I do, like learning how to walk, talk, eat, and go to school. Like, that's where half of it was spent. I don't have much more time left. Like 25 years, I'll be 50.
Right.
Like that's what I don't think people think about that. Like if
They
you could
don't
put
think
your
about it
head,
that way.
you could put your head down for junior. How old are you? You're probably around my age.
Yeah, 24.
24. We're all in the same age group here. But guys, there are people like us, like their same age, and they're making, let's say, 6 grand a month, being happy at a job, 5 grand a month, happy at a job, and they're doing okay. Their bar is not getting pushed.
Yeah.
We I think all understand that like that time is ticking. Like every day you're not doing something, you're not pushing that needle forward, you're going to get left behind easily. And it's like, bro, there's going to be somebody out there who is chugging forward. Consistency wins. You start earlier, like what is it? You start investing at 16 years old, 200 bucks, and then you'd have to save like 800 bucks a month by the time if you're 22. If you start, it's like there's 4 years or whatever that happens in between there. But like, it's all about consistency. So keeping sure that like you making sure you're around people like that. Now I'd say encourage your friends to join this kind of thing. Nick, I
Yep.
have a kid named Leo. I know you have other kids. I have people that come to me asking me, how do I do what I do? And not all of them want to be realtors. So this gives them an opportunity to not only hear my perspective as a realtor, but your guys' perspective as wholesalers. And that's going to be beneficial for everybody.
I'm so
Maybe
excited. I'm so
I think
excited
getting,
for people like
like I told you, Nick, I just want to sit back and you can do this whole thing. You be the face. Let
yeah.
me sit back and let me, give it a little more structure. This is, the beginning of something, but I think it's worth, pushing people to this. Anytime you have people that ask you what you do, how do you do it? Just say, hey, 40 bucks a month, you can learn how to do this.
Yep.
Like that ain't nothing, bro. If you can't afford the 40 bucks to learn how to escape what you're doing, like you commit and you meet with us once or twice a week, it's like, bro, we'll tell you what we're doing. So like
We'll
me,
do it. We'll do it twice a week.
yeah, Q and
Um,
A's, anything, bro, anything people want to learn. Do you have anything you're struggling with, Junior? Like in this business, you have
I want
anything
to
you're
say
struggling
too,
with?
like Dylan, one of the things that like I really fucking admire, like the fact that you don't have a CRM is like absolutely insane to me. Just because like I've never like had a realtor business, so like the realtor business and that aspect of it is so awesome if you do it for so long that it's like literally referrals. That's it. Like you
Yep,
don't have to market. Like that's how Jordan Wildman built his business too.
yep.
So it's fucking amazing to be able to do
Thanks,
that
brother. I
as an
appreciate
agent.
that.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
dude, it's not easy, and it took me. I had a CRM. CRMs are usually for leads. I mean, you use them to follow up with people. My business, I'm so fortunate that my business comes from everybody around me, and they know that. So I was gonna share this with you guys. So just little things that I do. Okay, so every holiday season, I do something called pop buys, and it's basically where I just stop by my client's house. I do something special for them. Like I show them, hey, I appreciate you. So in November, they get pies. So before the week before Thanksgiving or the 2 weeks, I go to every person I sold house to. So I got about 70 people that I have to go to and give them, pies. And I drop off pies, that have stickers on them saying happy holidays, thank you for your support, whatever it is. And there are a lot of realtors out there that don't do anything. They sell and they just sell the leads. And that's prop stream is a lot of number based. Like I'm not going to stop by somebody's house that I wholesale or something like that. Like that's not how it works. It's a different game. So, but for me, it's appreciating people that support my business. Now, your clients might not be people you can support, but are there realtors that you like? Are there lenders that you like? Are there title reps that you like? Showing them appreciation not only will help you, but it shows them that you're appreciating their work and they'll probably do a better job. And it takes small. So one thing I do is I send mail out to my clients. I do these things called they're called boo books. Wendy's, they're $1. You get 5 free Frosties in these things. Okay.
Oh, dude, I
Five
fucking
free
remember
Frosties.
those.
Bro, I go to Wendy's. I bought 70 of these things yesterday. See this? Money spread with the fucking, the boo books. But
Yeah,
I send out my clients. I had to go buy boo books and I had to go buy stamps and I send them out Halloween cards saying Happy Halloween. Some of them have kids. Some of them have like it's just little things that make people remember you. It's making sure that you're the guy they appreciate they appreciate you every time you walk through the door. I mean, you want to be like the mayor is how I look at it. Like you want to be the guy who's out shaking hands, kissing babies. And that's how
yeah,
my business
100%.
looks. Like you just want to you want to be a good guy. You want to help everybody, and you
Show
can't
them
help
you,
everybody.
like you're
Yeah.
selling you as the realtor. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not doing this to I'm not like bribing them. It's just me showing my appreciation. It's small. It costs me $1 per one of those. Like,
right.
it's not like it's gonna break my bank. It cost me $70 to get 70 of these,
Yeah,
and then the stamps were like $70. So like $140, then I got cards or whatever. So I'll be like $200 less. And it shows everybody my appreciation. Keeps me in front of them. So I'd say
dude,
a
I
big
love that.
thing,
That's so
I'd say
awesome.
take care of your people. Like
Yeah.
that's a big thing. And whether,
It's
I
so
mean,
funny you mentioned that because like Trademark has really been like doing
yeah.
some crazy stuff for me recently. Like last week they went through and like had this, so I had to change buyers last minute and they closed it within 3 days, changing a buyer, changing lender, like all this stuff. So like today we have another closing. I put a deal under contract yesterday and I'm closing it on it with Jordan today. And they went through it so quick. So I'm literally like today after our meeting, I'm gonna go, or like after my meeting with my coach at noon, I'm going to Trademark and I'm like going to give them gifts. Like I'm getting them wine, I'm getting them chocolate, like I'm getting them like gift bags to like send to the title company because like what I want to have is a great relationship with them so that when I send them new deals, they're like, man, Nick, he's a great guy. I love doing business with Nick. Like I'll do so much. They'll do more because we have a great relationship, right? It's crucial. It's crucial.
I agree with you on that. So yeah, I think what we got going here, let's get like I have younger people that are, 20s, early 20s. I want to get a group of guys in here. If we can get 10 solid people within, the next month or so, I think that we can get a good group going.
Oh,
I
100%.
think that we can get a good amount of people in here that are going to be moving and pushing the needle and hearing everybody's success, failures, teaching them how to push through whatever it is, whatever it is, whether it's a deal, whether it's something personal, whether it's a business relationship, whatever it is.
I've got a ton of
I
people in the works. I'm saying like, you dude, in the next few months, we're gonna have 100 people in here.
if we can get people
It's gonna
in
be
here
awesome.
just to listen to how we've done it, because I've had some big months. I mean, I've had months where I make 50, 60,000. I told you, Nick, like there's some months that look like that. And if you can reciprocate that, and that's just from me building a business. So real estate is my business. Not only do I help people buy and sell, but I'm trying to get into the buying and selling myself. And I think that people like other people that have a stake in something.
Yep.
So like if I own property, I show them, hey, I'm a property owner. I'm just like you. So you have to relate to these people. So when I was renting for a time, there's nothing wrong with renting. I'm just saying when I was a realtor and I was renting, I felt like I was, selling people. I would tell people all the time, like, I wish I was in your position right now. I wish I could buy a house. Like I would be buying a house if I could, if I was you. And that's how I would sell it to people. And then I wanted to get out of renting as quick as I could. So I bought a house within like my first year of real estate. I had to do some moving around and had to make it work, but it worked. I bought a house and then I became a homeowner and then I invest. I got friends that asked me, how did you invest in a property? I told them how, and then they ended up buying investment properties. So it's helping people around you. That's a big thing.
Yep.
And then
It's the, have you
they
ever read the book Go Giver?
yeah, Tony Didier sent me that book.
Junior, have you read that?
I haven't yet.
Go
It's a
Giver
good
would
book.
be a really good one. That's kind of what Dylan's talking about, is like you always
Go
think
Giver.
to give first. And when you give to other people, and like what we're doing here, like giving knowledge, all this, you in turn receive more. But it's going like you don't even think
Right
about.
here.
Yep. That's a real, it's a quick read too. It's not even that much.
It's a
It's not,
short book. Yeah, very short
Yep.
book.
but it's
Okay.
a really good one to like change your mindset and know like how it actually works with the Go Giver. And I think also too, I think Dylan asked you, Junior, like what you're struggling with right now. Do you have any questions for us in regards to like what you're doing right now, or anything that you want to talk about at all?
Right now, the main thing that I realized this past week that I've been going back and forth with is when to let someone go and allow them to come back, especially when, let's say, you've gone 2 3 days and you haven't locked something up, right? And you're like, okay, I need to not have commission breath, but I need to lock something up, and this person is really close. But then you have to let them go. But then in my brain, I'm like, okay, maybe I could try to pull 7 more closes on this person. I can try to pull 5 more, try to lock them up. When is it in your brain that you're like, you know what? Okay, let me put her to the side or put him to the side and allow them to come back to me, or just realize, okay, this person is someone we might not do business with because they're in a
So
completely different road.
that's a really good question. And I also want to say, it says that I've got 2 minutes left. I've upgraded my Zoom, so it should allow us to stay on. Hopefully, it doesn't kick us off. If it does, we can just hop right back on. Because we've got still until 10, and I want to use all of that up. But in regards to that, Junior, I'll talk about it first, and I'll see what Dylan has to say about it. But for me, that's a little like, I think we talked about this a little bit. It's a hard thing to do, because there's multiple different aspects that you can look at in regards to the homeowner, like how motivated they are, what their time frame is, and stuff like that, because every scenario is different. Like, let's say you're speaking to a homeowner that's like, they're 80 years old, they have nowhere to move to, they need to wait to get into a retirement community. There's not a lot you can do. I mean, you can continue to follow up and say, hey, how's the retirement community coming along? Have you heard anything back? Have you moved in yet? Have anything opened up? Like, that's what I would do, just like a like every 2 weeks, probably, for that type of person. Because my grandparents are in that scenario, like where they're waiting to be able to sell their house because they need to get into a retirement community. That's just one scenario. And there's different like types. So let's say there's another one, like I'd love to get one in particular that you have and kind of go over it, but there's another one, let's say, where it's like they have nothing holding them back from selling, just besides their own mindset and them holding themselves back, where it's like, I want to do work to the home, like I want to paint it before I go. Like, that is stupid. Like, you have to determine like between what people are saying as like being an actual objection. An actual objection is not having somewhere to move to. Like, you obviously have to have somewhere to move to. But if someone has the objection of like, well, I really wanted to paint this room black, or I really want to do this, like that is like, those are bullshit objections.